Hi everyone, I'm Ryan, welcome back to my garage. So, continuing with the challenge of trying to get all this working with this new 450 engine that I put in last week. I want to now try and retain these electrics, but I don't want them here. I want this to be a clear, visible, like naked looking bike at the back here. So I'm going to try and work out how I can move all this electrics and hide it under the seats up here. Equally the battery, I want to hide the battery up here as well. So I have bought a small gel battery, AGM battery. I'm not 100% sure it's going to be big enough to reliably get this bike running, but I think it will. So it's 5 amp hours, which I know is low. I know I could potentially go lithium and get a lot more power for a similar sort of size. I'm going to start with this because it physically fits into the space that I've got available, and we'll see where we go from there. So let me just slowly start stripping this down, working out what the components are, working out how everything needs to retain connected. And then I'm going to start building something in here to mount to and enclose this. So slow process, never done it before, but let me just slowly work at it and see how far I can get. First challenge is, if I want a sheet that's going to fit in here and actually create a base, I need to know what shape it is. So I'm going to try tried and trusted method, a bit of cardboard, well, white cardboard in this case. I'm going to put it in there, mark the insides of those arms, bars, and see if I can just create something, probably with a couple of sheets of paper and some masking tape, that will give me the shape that I need. Okay, so that's the shape that I need, which will create that enclosure, and it should just weld up along the under edge of that frame there and just be secured at the back here, just on that lip. So let's get that out and see what it looks like flat, and then can I find something to make it from. So interestingly, I've just created this template of what I want, and then I've just remembered, hold on, I think Pete had something similar, and he does. Now at the first glance you'd think, well, there we go then, perfect, that's it, I could just use that. I'd like to, but this is made of fiberglass, and I want mine to attach at the underside of the downpipes, so I want to weld it to the frame. This was designed to sit above the pipes, but that won't give me enough clearance for the battery, so I don't think I can use that. I think I'm going to need to make a very similar shape, but out of something metallic. Okay, alright, well, good idea. Unfortunately, I think I've got to continue with that. Okay, well, annoyingly, I've searched through anything I might be able to reuse, but I need a sheet that's at least 260mm by 245, and I haven't got anything that size in an appropriate thickness of steel. Okay, somewhat annoying, so I'm going to have to go shopping on that. Let's park that for a moment and let's move towards the front, because I've had some deliveries during the week and I need to sort this dashboard out. So I might have stuff to do this, and I've got some lights, so let's get them out and start mocking the front end up. Right, so moving my attention to the front for a minute, I've got these supports for a headlight, and I've been online and I have bought a headlight. Now, externally it looks very traditional. Internally, I don't know if you can see that, it's actually quite a modern light with like an LED and a surround, but I don't want it to look just like that with a modern light on it. So, in fine internet tradition, I went shopping and found a grill. And the grill is described as being for a 6.5 inch light, and this is a 6.5 inch light. So in theory, that's the look I'm going to go for. However, the 6.5 inch grill is too big for the 6.5 inch light. Great. Look, I don't think it's anything that a little bit of bending and manipulation can't resolve. But I did think that the gap would fit the headlight, and it doesn't. Okay, let me just see what I can do with a pair of pliers, and hopefully I can get this mocked up in a way that looks alright. Okay, so 10 minutes of careful marking and bending, and that now actually looks like it's going to go on there and seat reasonably well. So that's the shape we've ended up with. I'll take the masking off now and try fixing it up. There we are. That is about the look I was going for. So I want the grille on the headlight, but the headlight to be functional. Okay, now got a whole load of wires here. Let's see if we can just connect something up as a quick test and check that it's actually going to work. Right, I think I have gone down a rabbit hole now, and it's going to take me a little while to dig my way back out. So this was the wiring loom that I was given, and I've started unpicking it, and you know, you can clearly see it was modified fairly heavily for perfectly good reasons. I'm not suggesting there was anything wrong with what was done, but I need something different. So I'm going to have to just strip this back and try relabeling and re-lengthening all the connections. But I can't do that until I know exactly where I need all the connections. So what I'm going to have to concentrate on first is getting everything into its location, then worry about connecting it up. So to that end, I've started like putting all the connectors from the switch gear can all go into the back of the light up in there. So that will be all nice and neat, but I need obviously the connectors to reach up into the back of that light. I need to fix the dashboard here and actually get it to something which resembles the ultimate conclusion, so that again I know what length I've got and what connectors I need to connect up. And I have to get the components located in here. So the board that they came on, which is this, which is obviously originally located down in here somewhere, I'm going to take the voltage regulator and the fuse box off of this and then mount them on a plate in here. But I need to create the plate, and yesterday I did not have the sheet metal, but today I've been shopping and I've got a sheet of steel. Probably paid through the nose for it because we just went to B&Q, but that will do the job. So yeah, I need to now concentrate on just doing the physical aspects of mounting the components, creating that shaped board out of this and getting that attached into the frame, and designing and making the dashboard up here that will accommodate the speedo, the ignition. I think I'm going to keep it up the front now, having rethought about it, and also these warning lights. So let's recreate something slightly different up there, and once everything's in place I can create the wiring loom to fit it all. So look, when Pete built the dashboard, he clearly put a lot of time and effort into thinking about the exact shape of the brackets and everything that needed to hold it so that it would accommodate the cables but bolt on. So I need to steal his work, sorry Pete, but relocate things around a bit. So let me see if I can mock up something on a piece of paper that again will give me everything I need, and then transfer it to steel. Okay, so placing and balancing, that's how I want the dashboard to be. Speedo dead bang in the middle, ignition to the left, indicator to the right. That is the neatest possible setup that I think I could create. So now I think I need to try and draw around that and create the base plate it all needs to bolt to. The huge advantages of CAD. So look, I knocked up something in cardboard just to proof of concept to check how things would lie, which identified that when I actually put the Speedo where I was intending to mount it, the Speedo drive in here clashes with the back of the headlight. So that can't be exactly where I was intending. So let me redesign this again, but this time with the Speedo set back that way as far as I possibly can to see whether it will then clear the headlight. So yeah, luckily that's just a bit of cardboard, because I was feeling confident that was right and it clearly wasn't. Let's try again. Okay, so that now is where I am intending to position the Speedo, much closer. I mean, it's obviously just on cardboard, but much closer to the steering itself, and that will now underneath give me the clearance for the Speedo cable to go in there. So I think that is now, that's where that wants to go. Those bolts are in the right place. I think I'm going to have the 4 indicator lights there, and then I just need to get the actual ignition into that point there. So I'm pretty confident I can do that. Right, cool. So that's my last iteration in cardboard. Everything seems to fit. It's all going to work. That cable will go down. Lights will go in there. Yeah, that is my plan. So now let's see if I can transfer that to a sheet of steel. Okay, so I've got a last version of the dash. I'm going to try now paint that up, offer it up, and see what it looks like. Just finishing that off has taken far more time than I anticipated it would. I now know where all the cables and everything need to run now to the front, so that gives me a starting position. I need to come back here. I need to create that sheet to go in here to take all of the components. So to that end, I've started marking it out, and I'll get to that when it's not particularly late in the evening. Okay, right, look, progress made slowly. So that is going to be me done for this week. Look, thanks very much. This progress is going to slow down. I know it is, but I'm just going to keep chipping away and chipping away. I really appreciate your support. So thank you very much. I'll see you all again soon.